welcome back to the TAE Time Podcast.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. Look at you. No one else has done an intro as good as that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna agree.
I don't know
I
if
think
you
the only
guys
other-
are just lying because I'm the only one here.
No. I think the only other person that's done an intro that is Henry. Oh,
Yeah.
and Willie as well. Both of them. But everyone else that's been.
But it wasn't this good.
Yeah,
It wasn't
you were
this
ready.
good.
You were ready. Were you planning this?
Clearly-
Have you been practicing?
Yeah. Clearly, she watches our pod. That was very on brand.
That was very on brand.
Very on brand.
You've been practicing for sure.
Guys, I
So-
don't even know what we're talking about today.
It's a recorded conversation,
Yeah.
and we have a guest here, as you can see. So who are you?
My name is Sophie. I'm from Tralee as well, Tralee gal.
Actually, gang.
And recently I haven't really been living in Tralee that much. I've been around the world, one could say.
Oh yeah.
It's very exciting.
Why is that? What do you do? Come on. You selling
So,
drugs around the world or something?
Like,
How are you affording this?
I'm like, bye guys, I'm done. No, so I lived in Korea for 2 years. And then I was in Italy for 6 months. And before that, I was in Barcelona for 6 months as well. So 3 years basically
Selling the drugs?
teaching.
Oh.
Of course not. Just teaching
The coppers
children.
not catching her, bro. She's not laughing like that.
Definitely not, no. So yeah.
So let's start with your your the beginning. What led you to teaching?
To teaching. Well, first of all, I had to do it because of university.
Okay.
My options were either I was going to be a receptionist or go teaching.
That's
There's
very
nothing wrong
random.
with either one, but I just thought
Yeah.
I don't really like talking to people that much. So I just thought
So you-
teaching would be easier. I don't know.
You chose a
what-
job in
yeah.
which you have to talk to
Well,
people
yeah,
all
I
day.
Yeah, I didn't think that through, but I just thought in hindsight, like cute kids, it's a little bit more relaxed. So that was my thought process. So I actually just did it just to do it, but then I ended up really loving it.
Oh,
Because I had like high school students,
Yeah.
and they were just so much banter. Like they're like the funniest, like Spanish kids. They're just so funny. Like, oh my god, great personalities.
Yeah. So your first experience teaching, where was that?
That was in Ireland actually.
Oh.
Yeah, but just like a teaching assistant job. Nothing super exciting.
Yeah.
But I liked it, but I wasn't really sure until Spain. And I was kind of forced into it. I wasn't even given the right age group that I wanted. I wanted the
Oh.
cute kids.
Okay.
And they were like, no, you'd be good for like high school students. And I was like, all right. And I ended up loving it, thank God.
Oh,
Yeah.
But they're right.
They were even surprised by me because they were like, to be honest, we thought you were kind of going to be the weakest one.
Oh.
Yeah, because I seemed really quiet in the interview.
Okay.
So I was like, fair enough. And they're like, you were actually like best. And I was like,
Hey,
thank
recognition.
you. So that was
Here.
a little bit of confidence boost. Yeah.
But I mean, you weren't that old yourself, so how did
I
you
was
find
20.
it?
I was 20 years old teaching 19-year-olds.
Like-
So yeah, it was a little bit daunting at
They
the
were
start.
like the same age as you. Like that's
Pretty much,
crazy.
yeah. So it was hard to kind of set that boundary where like some of the students thought like I'm their friend or wanted to be friends. I'm like, no, absolutely not. That's not how it works.
Were they
at
hitting
all.
on you as well? Or just like, hey, teacher, I'm the same age as you.
From what I can remember, yeah, like a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
You can
but-
spell.
No, just being like, how
Yeah, yeah.
teenagers are, like some comments are like, oh, I can give you a tour of this place or some crazy stuff like
Oh,
that.
with Riz.
You're like, yeah, with
I'm
your
like,
parents.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm like literally like, what? Absolutely not. Just
Yeah.
study English, child. Goodbye.
I love that. And how about after?
So my next teaching job was after I graduated then.
Okay.
So that was Korea. Oh my God, what a huge jump.
Insane from
How?
like Europe, Barcelona up to be like, you know what?
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
go live in Korea.
Yeah, it was actually very wild of me to do because it wasn't my first option again.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to go to Asia. I was thinking Japan from what you told me about it. And
You've
then
been influenced.
I was influenced. And I was thinking Cambodia and Indonesia actually.
Okay.
Actually, Indonesia was my first option.
Okay.
Strangely enough, it just was. But I just could not get it because of the visa.
Oh, was it?
I was
process?
I was too young or something. You had to have turned 23 by a certain time. It was kind of weird back then.
Strange.
They've changed it, but back then it was like that. So I just ended up with going to an interview basically, and they were open to many countries, and then they were like saying specifically Korea are looking for a lot of teachers at that point. So I was open to it, and that's what happened.
How was the interview like? It's very different.
Oh my God, I'm trying to think back to it. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews, so they're so easy to me. They kind of come very natural, so I didn't find it very intense at all. They do just want you to have some interest in teaching, which you would hope that a teacher would. Yeah. Oh my God.
But then what's the like interview process, I guess, for like a teacher who wants to teach abroad? Like, what's that process for people who don't know?
So you do have to kind of like show that you are mentally stable enough to, or like show that you've lived abroad before.
Okay.
Oh.
Like they do want you to have some experience of that. I don't know if it's hugely necessary, but because like it is such a huge like culture shock when you're over there. So if you've lived in Asia before as well,
that's definitely
they
like
would
a big
check.
factor.
Yeah, like that would be great as well. Especially like if you've already lived in Korea, you already know something about it. Yeah. But I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's a like strict process. Like it's not like, oh, you can't come to Korea, like you're not good enough. Like they're not like that.
It's not something like so hardcore.
No, I didn't find it that hardcore.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I would say this is a little bit whatever. I would say they do favor teachers from America and Canada more so than little Ireland. A lot of my kids in Korea do not even know where Ireland is. I was like forcing them to look at the map. I was like UK, and they're like okay, London, like good. Other countries like the other one. I'm like.
There was somewhere beside the UK.
What do you mean the other one? Different country.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, and I remember one of my kids actually, when I said Ireland before, this is like months later.
Yeah.
She drew the Union Jack. And I just like handed her the eraser. I was like, please. I can't. Like, I know that she does, like this child doesn't know any better, but it just hurts me so much. I can't. Just please like erase that immediately. Yeah. Not the right one.
So what makes you what made you feel that they favor American and Canadian teachers?
So I would just say like a lot of so I worked for a Hagwon, which is an academy.
Okay.
And I just felt like a lot of the main branches per se, like the bigger ones, they would like check what your accent was like. Like I remember I was asked like how neutral is her accent, like my manager was wondering, and like I had to send like a voice message as well, just to double check, because the kids are so used to like an American or Canadian accent,
which is funny because they didn't like the British accent and the Irish accent are probably more English than like American accent.
I don't know but
but I kind of get it in terms of like understanding it, because I feel like even when I was learning English, hearing Americans say every word, like it made it easier to understand. But I feel like in Ireland people speak so fast you don't know what they're saying half the time. What I mean?
Even when you went like say every word, I was like that was so long.
You're like, oh God, like when does it end?
When does that sentence end? Oh my God. But like I guess also because like Western media, I assume like everyone, like America is like big Western media power, so like everyone's like American accents this, American accents that, like, and obviously like I'd say a lot of them would want their kids to go to like American colleges, like like Ivy League colleges or something like that, so
or at least like study abroad in America like for a bit.
So maybe that's like a big part where it's like, come on, there's a lot more to the world than American kind of.
For sure, definitely like the top countries they would like to visit. America, Canada, and weirdly enough, France as well.
French are in there.
The French are in there as well.
That's surprising. Do they study French?
Not that I know of.
That's interesting.
But maybe some of my students did, but they never talked about it. They're just like interested in the culture.
Okay.
And the
not knowing that France would be like, you speaking English.
Yeah.
Big mistake there.
So what were the students like? Say, if you were to compare them to, Ireland, Spain, and then, South Korea.
Like a comparison of all three. Okay, well, I don't have that much experience with Irish students, like only like senior infants, like the babies. So I can't really say much about that. But there's a huge difference between Spanish students and Korean students.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us.
So Spanish students are very free.
Yeah.
They will just say whatever. They'll call you by your first name. It's very like kind of chaotic, but in a fun way. Like it's a good crack. Like you have a laugh with them. So in that sense, like it is very relaxed. Like you don't feel, like I'm not sure how to describe it.
You don't feel like overwhelmed kind of thing.
Or
you don't
constrained.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't feel like, oh, if you change something, like a student's gonna think, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing, kind of thing. Whereas in Korea, it's quite strict, as you can imagine, in certain ways. So like kids would definitely talk to their parents. Parents ask them as well, like, about the teacher. I was definitely asked a lot of questions when I started, especially about my university, like where did I graduate from and things. And I think that has something to do with my country as well. But anyway, whatever.
I mean, how did they react? Because I don't assume that they know where.
No. They were interested. Just because, like, I had a bond with my kids. So they were interested in me and they were Googling Ireland. And I think they said fish, like a lot of fish came up on Google or something.
Lol.
I was like, okay, we'll go with that. So a lot of them were interested. So that was good at least. But in terms of like how they are as kids and stuff, it's very controlled. A lot of them, they struggle to kind of express themselves. They're just so used to having a routine for everything. Okay. If that makes sense.
Like they follow it to the T. It's like this, that. And like, so no like real like diverting from that like path.
Or even just like time to relax. Like I remember I had one student who said she doesn't like relaxing. She's like, teacher, I can't relax. Because one of the things I used to say is like, relax. Like if something is wrong, like relax. It's not that big of a deal. She's like, teacher, I can't relax. I don't like it.
Damn.
Oh, girl.
It just shows like a big cultural difference. Like,
so there was definitely a lot of examples I can think of things I'm like, yikes.
And did you feel like you have to adapt towards that, like, and be a lot more, like, do you feel like you had to be like a lot more tighter than you would normally be because you were a teacher in that environment, or did you try to bring them more to your
I think I did a bit of both, but I was definitely very relaxed in some cases for sure. But I think the students actually liked it because it was something kind of different.
Okay.
I'm sure some of them thought it was a bit weird, but because I would always be like, oh, like love your friends, and like they'd all be like, I love you, like to their friends in English. So, and like that's very strange to even say in Korean to each other, like I love you. Like,
wow, like it's just not something to say at all.
Yeah, so to be vocal about that in English, I was like, why not? F it.
Damn.
Yeah.
But then how did you find you being there yourself as an adult going through day-to-day life outside of teaching? How did that impact you?
I found, like, honestly, especially with COVID, because that was a thing.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
That was a COVID.
Way back in 2020. Very crazy. Like, I went at the worst time, to be honest. Like, it made no sense for me to go.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't a clue, could barely say anything in the language. That's my own fault. But it was so overwhelming at the start. Like, I remember arriving at the airport and like the whole place is like all white, you know, like the white sheets.
Yeah,
everyone
everything.
in the white outfits,
the
suits. Like there was no way for me to even like steer from the trail that was already like made.
Pre-made. Yeah.
So immediately, like, go in a taxi, didn't know where I was going.
Wow.
Like, I had my address and then it was the wrong thing, and it was just, it was very hard at the start. Yeah, and I stand out over there, as you can imagine. So the stairs, like, all the time. The stairs now, got easier for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I actually lived before Seoul. I did live in Seoul for a year. I lived in Paju, which is very north. So obviously I didn't expect foreigners to be there. There wasn't that many there. But when I moved to Seoul, it was kind of
Same?
It wasn't that much different, to be honest.
Still kind of the same kind of.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you think like since Seoul is like more of an international city, you would definitely have like a lot more like diversity. So they'd be like, oh, I'll just move on. It's a normal person. But
Yeah. No, I remember some of my students, they were kind of scared of me when they first saw me. Like they told me months later, they were like, teacher, you looked really scary.
What's scary?
Shit.
How? Like,
they're like, just your face. I'm like, okay.
thanks.
I will cry about that later. Like, Jesus. But yeah, no, honestly though, Korean kids will say anything to you. Like they're very brutally honest. Like if they think, especially about looks, oh my God, like if they think you're ugly or whatever, like it's just the beauty things, like you feel it a lot.
The beauty standard there is
standards.
very push. Like everyone,
Very
I think a lot of
pushy.
people have probably heard like, you know, Korean beauty standards is very like strict. Like people, like uncles and aunties and everyone would be like, oh, you've gained weight or whatever, whatever. And like, did you feel that? Like, did you think it was going to be as bad as social media portrayed it, or do you think like they over portrayed it and then you're like, oh shit, it's on the nose or less or more?
Like I knew obviously it was a huge cosmetic surgery capital. Like I knew that. I was surprised how much though I actually felt the pressure a little bit too, because I'm kind of fine with the way I look, you know, but I did find myself wanting to get something done. And I remember one of my like good friends suggesting as well that like I should get something done while I'm here.
What?
And to be fair, like it's just in their culture. Like she's Korean, her mom suggested her get surgery at a certain age as well. So I knew like it was just something, it was to be taken as a compliment basically, to make me look even nicer or whatever, you know. Obviously I didn't get anything done. Regrets. Shut up. But I was gonna say something else and I forgot.
It's fine, it'll come back.
Yeah, it'll come back to me. Something about the pressure and the looks, cosmetic surgery. I
know that like you know sometimes they even gift these like vouchers to get your nose done or something. That's insane.
Yeah, a lot of my students, they would get gifted, you know, the double eyelid surgery.
That's very popular.
Yeah.
Weren't your kids really young?
So I also taught high school. In my first year I taught high school as well.
Yeah.
But how old is high school?
Like 15, 16?
Yeah.
So like they're still so young.
So young.
So young.
To care that much about your appearance. Oh my goodness.
It's very weird. It's kind of like alien almost when I think about it now. How much it's like ingrained in you all the time.
They're like, oh yeah, everyone has to try to look good. Like
like
and it's like, if you're ugly, I should tell you you're ugly, like kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's like insane.
It's very
but
odd.
then I guess definitely in school then, due to like the whole like looks being so important, like did you notice a hierarchy with the kids? Like, you know, like how kind of like, especially like, you know, you see on TV with like America, like, oh my God, you have the popular kids or whatever. But did you think like in Korea it was more about like, what was it, like more wealth or like looks and all those things that kind of like put, or did everyone just not care, but like they were vocal about it but they didn't care?
Definitely not that. I would say that status is important for sure. I would say wealth though is probably before looks, but they're both like pretty up there, I think. They definitely do care a lot. Status is very important over there for sure. Yeah.
Interesting. And
absolutely.
Like, how did you, like, what are some of the worst kind of like comments that you've received, or like out of nowhere, random
comments? My God, I'd have to think about that. Worst comments. I don't know if anyone has said anything like really nasty to me.
At least that.
Or or not directly to me. I mean, like, one of my co-workers like told me like, oh, I had very bad skin when she first saw me, but that's not that mean.
But it's not something you'd hear here.
No,
you know what I mean?
Never,
no,
like
absolutely.
Someone would never like tell you that. Like if you
It's
first
you?
met
It's
them,
like,
like,
oh my
you've
God,
got really bad skin.
You had really bad skin, but you know you're actually better now.
Yeah, it's like now you look good, but she's like, before your skin was really bad. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh my God. I know one thing, when we went to South Korea, I found difficult to buy clothes because I found the sizes to be so small, and I was like, I don't think I'm that big, but like I can't really fit in anything. Like, did you find that as well, or?
I found, everything is very cropped over there. Yeah. So I kind of melded into that stuff for a while, but no, I do agree.
Yeah.
But I think it's getting a little bit better. I heard that they opened some plus size shops.
So they need to have dedicated shops, not just have more clothes in the shop.
Yeah, it's got to be a dedicated shop.
They need to let you know that you're fat. They're like, oh, you're like not the size 0, you're fat.
Yeah, it's like, absolutely, yeah. Oh, something else. This isn't mean either, though. This is just like, I think just a comment. But I remember I had gained weight on my legs. And like, to me, that was actually a compliment. But she's like, oh, like your legs are getting, one of my friends is like, oh, by the way, your legs are getting like very big. I was like, I was actually so happy. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And she's like, oh, you don't want to like work out more? I was like, oh.
It's like, no, my work.
2 different words.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
2 different
I'm like,
words.
I'm delighted.
She's like, I'm working out
I'm
to
so happy.
Make my legs bigger.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Thank you.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
2 completely different viewpoints on life.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And then I guess like when you got there, like what were like some of the like, besides just those things, what were some other big culture shocks for you? I guess like different, like especially since like I guess one big thing is like coming from Ireland, there's like no public transport system, you know, like 0. And then now you're in like South Korea where everything's connected.
Yeah,
like,
everything's just so convenient over there. Oh my God, that's like one of the things I miss the most.
Yeah.
Just being able to like go here from here and not have to worry about like times or if something will be late or if there's even like a connection, like it's always possible. You can just go wherever you want. And the prices as well. I found the food very cheap.
Okay.
Especially, well, compared to Ireland. Ireland's crazy now.
Ireland's
coming back, I'm like, yikes. But even before that, it's way cheaper than Ireland. For like actual like nice meal. That sounds really bad. Edit that out.
If you live in Ireland, you know.
You know what I mean? Like just like a huge set of things. Not just like a tiny little...
I get a burger for like €20, like in Ireland.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's disgusting. Like.
So yeah, the food for sure. That was a huge culture shock. I actually didn't even like spicy food before Korea. Yeah, I could not handle it. But my quarantine, like that was the only thing that it was sent to me, which is fair enough.
Oh, because they gave you food actually. When you're in
so I had to eat it, or else I was literally gonna die.
Did they give you the spicy noodles and all?
Yeah, like the really spicy ones.
God.
So I had no other choice but to eat those off.
You built your tolerance.
After a while, I forced myself to. I didn't even know how to use chopsticks before I went. Oh my God! And through quarantine, I learned. I was like, oh, I have to eating my spicy noodles with my chopsticks. I
can't pick it up with my hand.
Yes, like I can't. Struggle, but yeah.
Oh my God,
she's evolved now.
I love that.
Yeah.
How about the accommodation there? And I was saying it was very small.
Like, yeah, especially in Seoul, that's to be expected. So I knew that much. I was very lucky in Paju. I had such a nice apartment.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You had a great view actually, if I remember from your stories.
Such a nice like city view, my own place. Now it was small, especially compared to Ireland, like tiny.
Yeah, but lofts are very popular there. Like.
Yeah, especially for like single people because most Koreans would like live with their parents until they get married anyway and stuff like that. So it's mostly like for foreigners or unless you're married or you're with someone. Yeah, but that was lovely. My second apartment unfortunately was not as nice, but the job was so much better.
Okay.
So pros and cons to that, but. The apartment was kind of old and small, but I've heard nightmare stories about housing in Seoul, and it wasn't that bad, honestly. It wasn't as bad as other people, and it was cheap. They paid for it, so.
That's all that matters, really.
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about rent or anything, so.
How did you find making friends there?
Okay, so I've heard, like, that people have a lot of trouble making friends with foreigners or like Koreans. I didn't really have that issue like at all.
It's because you're a friendly person.
I don't know. So like I was lucky enough that my coworkers for my first job, they're really nice people. Yeah. So we stayed in touch even when I moved to Seoul. I think 2 of them also moved to Seoul afterwards as well. So we always hung out. We were 3 little girlos. And then I was also, oh my God, I almost forgot about my Korean mom. Olivia, of course. So yeah, she would visit me. She stayed in Paju for a little bit, but she'd visit me or I'd visit her, whatever. And then I made one other like very good friend as well. So, and I'm fine with just having a few friends. Like I don't need a huge group.
Like, yeah.
So yeah, I didn't have an issue with Korean or foreigner friends. Actually, I had more Korean at the end of the day.
Did that help you? Because I know, like, when we were in Korea, a lot of things are made for groups. Like, it's very hard to find things that are just like for a singular person to like go and do something. Like, everything's like, even eating is like very group oriented. So how did you find that?
I don't know if I like ate out by myself very often because of that as well. I did try sometimes to like man up. No, I'm not gonna say man up. To just, you know, have more confidence and take myself out on a date. But I actually felt so awkward. Like I just didn't enjoy it. Like I did it just for the fact of doing it. You know what I mean? But I did not like it at all. Like it was so not fun. I felt so awkward.
Did people like look at you? Being like, oh my God,
and people look at you anyway there. So like it was just like that extra. And I just could not deal with it. So I did not do that very often.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like in Korean culture it's very weird for someone to like go and do things themselves. They're like, what? You like don't have friends? Like everything's very group oriented.
I mean, I've seen people like have meals by themselves now, especially like in convenience stores. I would say that's the most normal. I've done that a lot now, and I felt the most comfortable. That was my safe place now.
Convenience store.
Yes, the convenience stores.
The restaurants like it's just like.
Yeah, I just wouldn't have too much confidence about, just for one there.
They're like, oh.
Like, oh, of course, the foreigner. Sit down.
Oh my God, I saw this restaurant where they put a teddy for you to sit with if you're by yourself. So just bring your teddy.
That's so cute. Wait, in Korea or in Japan?
I think it was Korea, yeah.
Oh,
that sounds cute, but that sounds really sad. Let's be honest.
Sad.
Like, could you imagine, like, everyone's like, oh, you're the person by yourself. Like, there's just a symbol to show that you're the friend. They're like, oh, you have no friends, so here's a friend.
Like, it was a big one, too, so it stands out. And it's like, yeah, I'm here by myself and the teddy.
Oh, sorry. As in, the teddy's only for if you don't have someone. I thought everyone got the teddy.
No.
Oh, no, that's not that cute. Never mind. I thought it was just a cute, like, you go specifically if you're just one person.
No, they put the teddy in front of you and they're like, here.
Oh no, that's really patronizing. Yeah, like, oh no, just leave me.
Like, who wants that?
Yeah, no thanks. No, I never went there. I don't think I will go there. But
so then, what are some tips that you have for people like going over?
Well, definitely know some of the words, some Korean words, and definitely learn how to read the alphabet for sure. I think that helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, especially for like signs and just like stops. I think it's just something that you should kind of know. You should download Kakao Map, Naver. They helped a lot. Kakao Metro, I think, is an app as well. And yeah, maybe just have an itinerary, but those things are very easy nowadays, especially with TikTok.
Yeah, it just gives you the whole thing.
Yeah, like you can see the whole cafe or whatever you want to see. I mean, there's so much to do, and so like I feel like I didn't even see enough of the cafes there, and I lived there for a year. Do you know? Like it's
massive.
Yeah, it really is.
Was the Neighbor Maps thing like a shock to you? Like when you got there, like did you think Google Maps was going to work, and then you found out the hard way? Like, wait, Google Maps doesn't work in Korea?
So I was actually told. I watched some YouTube video and it did explain that Google Maps is fucking terrible. Yeah. Exactly. So I still had it, but I also had like I think I had Kakao Map as well and Naver. So I did try Google just for a laugh one day, but I wasn't actually gonna try and use it, and it was shocking.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't show you anything properly.
Oh.
It's very strange.
I think it was like some law or whatever that in this sense she never did it, because I remember when we went, that was one thing I looked up as well, and they're like, oh, Google Maps does not work. You have to download
I just didn't really believe it completely. I was like, how can it not work?
I was like,
but
Google Maps not
it's
work.
Google Maps.
It's useless.
No, it's not even about that. It's like I was like, South Korea is a very developed city, so like the Google Maps tends to work in very developed cities, So I was like, okay, why would they not?
You would think that it would,
and then it's like you get there, it's like, nope.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you cannot use it at all.
Yeah, definitely interesting thing. And then what would you give tips for like the process if someone wants to actually go there and teach? Like what would you recommend to try to do, and what would you say avoid trying to do this if you want to go teach there?
Okay, well, definitely decide whether you want to like teach in a public school or a hagwon. Okay. There's pros and cons to either one. Public schools, I don't know if you want me to go into it.
No, go into it.
Okay, so I've never taught in a public school in Korea. My boyfriend has. They're bigger classrooms. Your lessons are more, like you have more control on the lessons. but that means you have to lesson plan a lot.
Okay.
So whatever. And the wage is a little bit lower. So whatever. But I think you get a lot more holidays, and you get like a proper kind of like training. There seems to be more kind of like a welcoming atmosphere kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more open-ended kind of thing.
Yeah, so in that way it's nice. I think that's probably a nicer start if you're younger. I'm not old. Like, you know what I mean?
Guys, she's not old.
I'm not that old, but if you're a bit younger, maybe go for that. Like, go through Epic first. I went the harder route. Sorry, not even the harder route, but just it's a little bit more like intense in a way. But yeah. Any advice on that? I mean, with the Hag ones, you definitely need to be careful, read your contract. You can even, there's loads of Reddits as well. There's a blacklist. There's a very long blacklist for Hagwons as well. So make sure the one you're interviewing for is not on that list. They're there for a reason.
Oh,
she said what she said.
I said what I said.
don't. That part is very important.
Yeah, have a look. Yeah, there should be a few more on that list. I might add to that list soon. Okay, yeah. So just be careful of that. Yeah, there's some dodgy people everywhere. I'm just like, stop. I'm gonna name names.
She's like, I need to stop myself before I start spitting out the entire booklet.
Here, people.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, and you slipped in there that your boyfriend was teaching in Korea. Yes. So tell us more about that.
Oh my God, I would love to. Thanks so much for that.
She really set you up for success.
Sure did. So this was, I think, oh my God, I hope I get the dates right. I believe it was 2018.
Okay.
To 2019, I want to say. So he taught in a few public schools for a year. But I think he was 24 at the time. So he was a young little hon.
Aww.
Yeah, but he loved it. Like, that's the reason he came back. But he chose the Hagwon life.
And how did you guys meet?
So we met in Itaewon, which is Foreigner Central.
Foreigner Central.
Yes, Foreigner Central. So it's not it's cute. It's romantic.
I think it's cute.
In front of Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins. What a more aesthetic place.
Amazing. Very cute. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, that is cute, and obviously you guys are still together, so it's been some time. And does he live with you?
So we're doing long distance at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's living in Canada.
Shocker.
We didn't know that. You guys didn't know that.
The first time.
No idea. First time we heard that.
Yeah, so I'm going there very soon.
I
will be there, I guess. Maybe when this comes out.
You will be, yeah. But
we're watching myself.
It's not your first time in Canada though, right?
No, so I went there for a week when I was in Korea, which is incredibly, it's silly. Most people would think it's very silly. My friends thought it was a little bit, but I just felt like I had to,
Well,
I only had
too short? Is that
they were just like, it's too short, like, and the distance is so long.
Yeah.
And then
you just do it and just...
Yeah, exactly. No, absolutely, like... I loved it.
Did you like Canada overall?
I did. Yeah, I did. I saw enough for a week because there's only so much you can do in this small amount of time. Yeah. So I feel like I saw a lot of the touristy things, Niagara Falls, like all the cute markets, the city, all of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing like a little bit more.
Yeah, like at your own pace instead of like rushing everything.
Yeah. Instead of just being like, okay, this is today, blah, blah, all of that. So yeah, I'm very excited. I love that. Yeah, but it was very intense the first time I went because, so I went for a week, then I came back, did a summer camp. So I was like up at, I think 9 the next day, and I was just so like, because it's how many hours is it? It's a 12-hour difference as well. Yeah. So to be fair, my body never adjusted to the Canada time zone. Anyway, so actually when I came back, I was ready to go. Like, I was ready to go. Yeah. Ready to teach my classes at 9 a.m. But that was pretty intense. Like I remember my boss even telling me, he's like, "Were you in Canada?" He's like, really? He's like, when did you come back? And I was like,
he's like, where are you?
I was like, last night. He's like, wow. It's like for 1 week. I'm like, yeah.
This is worldwide right here.
That's what I'm doing. It's my life.
So you mentioned that you taught in Italy as well. So how did you find the difference between just going from like Korea and the way they teach to like teaching in Italy, and how was the difference there for you?
That is a good question. I actually never thought about that until I like got there and it kind of hit me in the face.
Yeah.
That things are like I guess a bit of a culture shock again.
Yeah.
Because I only went home for 2 days, so I guess I was still just used to
the whole way of doing things.
like I guess the Korean way of doing things. So I did find it very hard at the start. Found like certain things a little bit unorganized and just like some things were a little bit relaxed in a way as well, which I would have preferred, like having definite answers on things and just not like leaving it up to the moment, or I don't want to say too much about that because it's kind of recent.
A lot more laid back.
Yeah, they're just like a lot more laid back. Time is not really that much of an issue. You can come very late to class and it doesn't really matter.
Okay. And that's definitely like a massive contrast from just going to somewhere that's like super like everyone's organized, everything's on time. And now it's like, you're used to that for like 2 years, and now it's like, whoa, what's going on here?
So I was getting I think it was just I was the issue. Like, there's nothing wrong with the Italian way of life. They're very relaxed, they're lovely people. But it was just me just being agitated with, like, why isn't this done a certain way? Or like, why don't I know this already? Or like, why aren't you like telling me this or this date or this time? It's just a little bit different. And also I was teaching just adults. So to be fair, like you can't really like discipline adults so much, right? You can't be like, oh, you didn't do your homework, but like, come on.
Let me tell your mom.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell your mom. So like whatever, they don't do their homework, that's on them. They want to turn up 20 minutes to class. I guess I have to allow that.
How did you deal with it? Like, what did you say anything, or did you just allow it to happen?
Which one now? With
like if they were 20 minutes late to class?
Yeah, I absolutely would. Yeah, because I think I would not like allow students in.
Okay, I like that.
Especially
and they're adults too. You're just like
absolutely not. Especially on Zoom, I would just not let them. You know how it has the waiting room? I'd just be like, no, not today. And I would just send in the chat like, oh, whoever is waiting, they're too late. They're not like entering.
I like that though. She's establishing that these are the rules, and if people don't show up,
I mean, at the end of the day, they're adults. Like some of them would try not turn on their camera for Zoom. I'm like, are you for real? Like I had like all my kids, always put on their camera and unmute themselves. And I'm like, now I'm talking to adults who don't even want to turn on their camera. Like,
it sounds like corporate world,
like,
working remotely.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to like point fingers, but for a class, like it's different.
Class is different. Like, it's interactive. You're meant to be like there.
Yeah, like it's about like you,
and you get to know your students.
Yeah,
what they look like.
Yeah, like, can I just see your face? So it's not just like me talking to an empty screen. So I used to be extremely annoying about that. Like, hi, like to be the first thing I would say. Like, hi, is your camera, does it work? And they're like, yeah, it does. Oh, great. Turn it on. Yeah, let's turn it on. Let's see everyone.
You really sound like a teacher.
Yeah, like I just be so annoying. And like, even my manager was like, you know what, Sophie is right about this. Yeah. Like everyone should put on their camera and unmute themselves. Fair enough, unless you have like
noise
noisy
going
fans.
on in the
I'm completely understandable about that. But not turn on your camera, that is like something that gets on my nerves.
That's so funny. You would love the corporate world.
You'd love the corporate world.
Love it.
I remember the last time I only ever turn on my camera if I'm like having like a meeting with less than like 5 people. I'll turn on my camera. Anything more than 5 people, it's staying off. I'm like,
but no, I think like maybe it would be different in that sense. I think it's just because like I feel like they're my students. Why are you trying to hide yourself?
No,
like,
I fully agree.
Teacher,
I think it's about engagement because I will definitely say like in a meeting where there's like like 20 people, 30 people, we're just someone's going through some slides that I'm never engaging with, I'm like, there's no point to me. But like if you're actually meant to be engaging and present, like you should have your camera on. Like,
there just feels like a bit of a disconnect.
That's so
Otherwise,
funny.
it's like,
because I'm meant to be leading a lot of my calls,
and the girl is like, just the voice. It's just like an N.
I've seen her. I'm like, girl.
Literally just an N.
There's no picture. You don't even have a profile picture. It's like
nothing. I had one manager who he always had his camera on. So if it was me and him on call, he'd have his on and I'd have mine off, and we just talk. And it was just so awkward because usually I turn it on, but if it's an unexpected call, I'm not turning on my camera, and it's just awkward. So now I have these like coffee chats that I set up with the team, and I'm like, everyone's cameras need to be on. This is the only time we ever see each other, and it's just so different. Everyone just, it's like they forget how to act almost, it's like, oh, now you can see me.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like, now I have to be conscious of what I'm doing.
It's funny, but
which is why it makes sense to have your camera on as a teacher and like in this classroom, because you're conscious about what's going on then.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
so it's the least they could do. Come on.
Nah, you're definitely giving the teacher vibe.
I see it.
You're the ones that
It's
are making the
coming
TikToks
through.
about. They're like, she
like,
just won't leave us alone.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what a nag. But now
imagine if you were a student and we were like in secondary school and all our teachers like, turn your
Would
cameras
you want to turn on your camera?
That's the thing. Like if it was the other way around, like I get where people are coming from as well. Like I get it, but like just come on, out of respect, guys, just put on your camera. You can mute yourself. You can mute yourself, but just
at least
turn
you're
on your
honest.
camera for like a little bit at least. Turn it off then maybe near the end.
Like say like now we were in secondary school, right? And our like geography teacher was like, cameras on. We'll just turn it on.
Why'd you say geography teacher?
Just random. I don't know her name, but like I wouldn't turn mine on.
Yeah,
for
that
her, I don't know if I would either. Oh, maybe for a little bit. Bless her. If no one else was, I'd put it on for a little bit.
5 minutes at the start, and then it's like
exactly.
Lights out.
I did my work. God, that was stressful.
But yeah, that is good. So do some comparisons. Which one did you like the most?
Between Italy or Korea?
Or Spain.
Or Spain. Oh yeah, I forgot that I even worked in Spain. Spain was lovely as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was your favorite to work, then your favorite to live in, and then the favorite like growing opportunity? Do you think those three?
Okay, my favorite to work in. Do you mean like work is in like the atmosphere, or just like
working atmosphere, teaching, the whole thing, like all together, like your favorite? Like you're like, oh, that was great. I love teaching there.
Yeah. I would say Spain. I felt definitely the most relaxed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good and a bad thing,
Yeah, exactly.
It can be taken both ways. But I also really loved my job in Korea, my second year.
Okay.
Not my first year. That's
the second one.
That's for
Let's be
another.
clear.
That's for another day. My first year. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
My second year. Yeah, that job, loved it. Like I actually was thinking as well, like if I could just have that job but not live in Korea, like all the time, like I would be so satisfied.
Okay.
Because I loved my kids. I really liked the curriculum as well. Like it was fun. Yeah, I didn't mind doing like the extra, like student comments, like all of these admin things you have to do, whatever. Loved it. Yeah, loved the job. So that makes Italy the least. Number 3. But no, I would say they're more organized though than Spain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give them that.
Okay.
And then which one was your favorite to live in?
Because I really liked living in Korea, so
Yeah.
that has to be up there. But I think Spain could be number 1. Oh God, it's hard to choose. It's hard to choose because you don't feel as much of an outsider in Spain as you do in Korea.
Yeah.
I get you.
That's just speaking from my point of view.
Yeah.
So God, it's hard to decide. I cannot make decisions to save my life.
Okay.
No, you're good.
But yeah, Spain or Korea are definitely up there.
Not Italy.
We're seeing a trend here anyway.
No,
But,
okay. Let me actually list some of that. I'll say Spain is the best to live in.
And then how about growing opportunity? Which one do you feel like you grew the most? Like
Korea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Korea definitely grew the most. Learned a lot. I feel like any other teaching job is piece of cake now because I've experienced like every
Mm-hmm.
scenario.
Because it was just like that scrutiny and like tough. Like you had to
absolutely,
like
yeah. Lots of feedback, lots of training. Yeah.
Sounds so fun.
All of that fun stuff.
So would you recommend like for someone who wants to do teaching to like go to Korea like as like something that they should do, and like if so like their first thing, or like something they should do later on after they have a little bit more experience?
I think it's quite intense if it's your first teaching job. It can be done. Obviously, people do it all the time. I would start off maybe somewhere else first, even if you just want to do 6 months, maybe like in Spain, because it's just way more relaxed. There's a better like work-life balance as well. It's just like healthier in a way, for sure, because you'll definitely get a rude awakening if your first teaching job is Korea.
Okay.
That's for sure. Yeah, but I would go back there. I would work in Korea again, I think.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe not forever, because I'd be burnt out, but for a while I would. Yeah.
So then you took a little break and you ended up back home.
I did.
How was that for you?
That was okay. It was okay. The weather could have been a lot better, but that's to be expected. I am working though, so after like 2 weeks, I started working again with another Italian school. But
it's just remote now.
It's just remote now. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it's
so
teaching adults again.
Where do you see yourself next? What's your next big adventure?
Oh my
God.
God.
You always seem to be on the move. So
after Canada, who knows, honestly. Oh my God. Pending.
Keeping a secret.
Keeping a secret, yeah.
Close to the chest.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't want to put something out there.
Yeah.
You know.
But do you see yourself moving back to Ireland?
It's okay to say no, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not long term. I don't think so.
Okay.
Right now, anyway. Unless, you know, there's a really good opportunity, but...
She's like, I'm not looking for the opportunity, so
yeah,
it
but I'm
doesn't matter.
also like not really looking. That's an opportunity to just smack me in the face or something like this. Yeah, not really, to be honest.
That's very fair.
Yeah, but somewhere in Europe, I'm definitely open to, for sure. Yeah.
At least you'll be a bit closer to home that way, you know. Yeah. And then do you see yourself teaching, or do you see yourself branching out to other fields?
The thing is, teaching is the only thing that I actually know, like, I enjoy doing. Whereas I'm just worried, like, if I tried something else, I would just be thinking about teaching.
Instead,
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
like, if you already have something you know you like and you enjoy doing, you might as well just stay with that, like, you know, until you get bored of it, obviously. Like,
until I'm just, like, sick of the kids or whatever. Like, whatever. But, yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll do, like, a master's just to get into an international school, maybe. But I don't know if I have the willpower. We'll see.
It's a lot right now.
One step at a time, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have?
Just give your final thoughts on the whole journey and what you would advise anyone else, like your one key advice for anyone else who wants to do what you've done.
Just do it. Just have fun. I think as long as you enjoy what you're doing, you enjoy teaching, I think that's the most important thing, because everything else can be learned, for sure. That's for sure. Like, I'm a million times better than when I first started teaching. I was a little bit of a mess, a little bit all over the place. So yeah, as long as you enjoy it, that's for sure. You need that, just is something you can't learn. It's either in you or it's not.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Of course.
All right.
And do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, what are your next plans?
Oh,
tell us a little bit
chilling. More. I'm honestly chilling. We have trips coming up, and that's about it. Like,
do you want to elaborate?
Some big trips.
Some big trips, like coming up, that we'll probably like talk about. But like besides that, honestly, everything else is chill for me work wise. I'm just going with it. See how that goes. Nicoletta, what are you doing? What are you saying?
I'm so happy in my career.
Lies. No one that you work with will watch this podcast anyway.
No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm not like the happiest I could ever be, obviously, but I'm happy in my actual job. I'm just I'm working towards getting better and getting happier. But yeah, in terms of life, we have a couple of trips planned. One of them is with you. soon. So our audience is going to hear all about it. But thank you for coming on. It's been really hard to catch you, you know?
I know, yeah. I've definitely not been trying to avoid it for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I just haven't been in the country.
Totally.
She literally had no choice.
Yeah. We had to force her to sit down in the chair.
That's not true.
We were like, sit down. You're recording this right now.
But
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Hope you guys enjoyed seeing Sophie and hearing all her experiences. Thank you for coming on again. And
Thank you.
don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends.
The whole shebang.
Yeah. Till next time.
Peace.
Bye.